Hi everyone, this is my first ever review, so please bear with me, and I apologise in advance about the camera quality because I'm just recording this off my phone. I just wanted to try and do a quick review on the new Razer Mamba Hyperflux because it's just come out and there's not much said about it online, so I want to try and help people make a decision on whether they want to buy it or not because it's a lot of money. I mean, it's £250 and that's just ridiculous for a mouse and a mouse mat. The reason why I got it is because I just love Razer stuff. I mean, I'm a Razer fanboy. I've got the Razer Leviathan, Razer Black Widow V2, yellow switches, Razer Black Widow X, green switches, Razer Man of War, Razer headset stand. And yeah, when this got announced, I just thought I need to have it. I seen the price tag and I was like, oh shit, but I still needed to have it anyway because, like I say, Razer have got me right where they want me. So yeah, I paid the price, and straight off the bat, I don't regret it. I actually love it. It's a great mouse. It really, really is. I can't compare it to the original Mamba. This is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the Mamba. To me, it's just like a Death Adder Elite. It really is. That's what I've just come from, the Death Adder Elite. I've never ever owned the original Mamba, so I can't compare it to that. I stayed away from the Mamba because I've heard that it's got a laser sensor in it or something. Laser sensor's not good for gaming, so I stayed away from it. And when I found out this has got exactly the same sensor in as the Death Adder, a 5G optical sensor, 16,000 DPI. Why anyone would want 16,000 DPI, I don't know, but it's there. So yeah, it's got your standard switches, obviously, side buttons. This one here apparently is for changing profiles. I haven't used it yet. I assume that'd be changing chroma profiles or something, whatever. Yeah. As for the scroll wheel, you can click it to the left and you can click it to the right, so you got extra buttons there. I haven't found a use for them yet, but I'm going to. One thing I do want to point out is this here. That's the sensor there to show that there's power between the mouse and the mat. If you lift it off, the light will go off. Yeah, there you go, it's gone. Even though the mouse is still on, that goes off. Put it back on, that light goes off. When that was showcased, when I was looking at pictures of it all, that was a static green colour, and that had me a little bit worried because, as you can see, I've got like a purple and a red theme going on, and if that was static green, that would have sent my OCD through the roof if it wasn't colour coordinated. I don't know. If you look at my Razer Leviathan, that's static green when that turns on, yeah, and I don't like that at all. But I took a chance on it. That could have been a deal breaker for me. I know it sounds stupid, but for me personally, it would have bothered me. But luckily, if you go into Razer Synapse, if you go to lighten, you can actually change the colour. So I can change it here to red. But it's only a static colour. You can only have it in static light. These lighting effects here, you can have like the rainbow effect, or you can have breathing or spectrum cycle and whatever. But it's only static for them. So I mean, yeah, that does me. I'm not so asked about that, to be fair. But I just thought it was one thing that might be worth mentioning in case some people were wondering. As for the mouse itself, the performance, what you probably most care about is the performance is like second to none. It really is. I was worried about myself with this being my first wireless mouse, and it really is just like a wired mouse. I have not seen any issues with it whatsoever. I've had no like latency issues. I've had no input lag, no nothing. It's just been exactly like using my Death Adder. It's honestly, I can't even stress it enough. I mean, if I stand a couple of meters away from my desk, here I am there, and use the scroll wheel there, it's still picking it up on the screen like that. And I mean, you'll never ever need to stand a couple of meters away from it. I'm just trying to show you how good the connection is with it. And then now the mouse has gone off because the charge is gone out of the mouse because the mouse is powered by the mat. And if I put the mouse back on the mat, now it comes on. It's not instant. It takes like a second or two to come back, but there you go. Back up. So yeah, but it's not perfect. I mean, I have got a couple of little issues with it. I'll get the worst one out the way first. I mean, this is a fingerprint magnet. You might not see, the camera quality might not pick it up, but honestly, you can see finger smudges on it. And then if you've been gaming for quite a while, I mean, I've tested this on Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty World War Two, and then when you're playing them, your hands get quite sweaty, and when you lift your hand up, there was just like a patch of sweat on it, and I never had that on the Razer DeathAdder Elite, but on this I do, and that's my main issue with that. It's just quite annoying. I mean, this is like quite a soft plastic, whereas the Razer DeathAdder Elite has like a texture to it, and I don't know, it might be something to do with that. But and my second issue is minor, something I'll probably might get used to, is I feel like the actuation force in there, I have to put a lot more effort into my clicks. I don't know, it just feels like I have to put more effort into it. It was hopefully something I'll get used to, or it might just wear in or something, I don't know. But if I put this next to the Razer DeathAdder Elite again, and the Razer Lancehead, I mean, I don't even know why I have this mouse, I hate it, but it looks nice, it just feels horrible. If I scroll the scroll wheel, that's on the Lancehead, that's on the DeathAdder Elite, and that's the new Mamba, and I mean, that is pretty loud to be fair for a scroll wheel, but it doesn't particularly bother me. I just thought I would point it out because it might bother some people, but yeah, just they're quite the same to be fair, but the scroll wheel, that is loud. I don't know, I just thought it was something that might be worth mentioning. It doesn't really bother me though. As for the mat itself, the mat is 28 centimeters that way, 35 centimeters that way, and you can pull this cord out and you can plug that into the mouse, and then it becomes a wired mouse, so you can use it on other mouse pads. Something I'll probably never ever use, but I suppose it's there. This is the cloth surface, this side, and you can actually lift it like that and flip it over, and then this becomes the hard side, and it's got a slight texture to it, but I don't really like this. The mouse seems to glide along it a lot more, and I don't know, I just don't like it. I prefer the cloth side, it's just got a bit more control over it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to glide as much, so I think that's probably about it. I mean, if you have any questions or anything like that, then feel free to leave a comment and I'll answer anything that I might have missed. Do I like it? Yes, I love it. Do I regret buying it? No. Is it worth £250? Well, no, you would have to be stupid to try and even justify that, to be fair. £250, it's, at the end of the day, it's a mouse and a mouse mat. With £250, you could buy yourself like a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One or something, or even put £250 towards something to go inside your computer. This is just a mouse and a mouse mat, so... But the only way you could really justify it is if you were going to buy the Razer Firefly on its own, the original one, that's £60. And that's only for the cloth or the hard one. With this, you've got both if you just flip the side over. And if you were to buy the wireless Mamba, the original wireless Mamba, that's £130, I think. So for both of them, that would be £190. For an extra £60, you can get this new technology, the new Hyperflux technology. You'll have a wireless mouse with a better optical sensor, and you'll have both the hard surface and the cloth surface of the mat. Maybe that's the only way I can justify it, but it still is a ridiculous price, to be fair. Yeah, I think that's about it. If you've got any other questions, just feel free to leave a comment and I'll answer it as best as I can. So, thanks for watching. See you later.